Imagining opening an old wooden box tucked away on a dusty shelf. Inside are dozens of small paper envelopes. Each one is neatly labeled in faded handwriting. Kentucky Wonder Beans, 1978. Grandma's Sweet Corn. Mortgage Lifter Tomato. Moon and Stars Watermelon. To someone unfamiliar with gardening, they might look like nothing more than old packets of seed. But to a gardener, to a farmer, to a homesteader, there's something far more valuable. They're living history. Inside each envelope rests a story that has survived countless growing seasons. A story carried through droughts and floods, wars and migrations, economic hardships, family celebrations, generations of careful hands. Someone, somewhere, looked at a harvest and made a decision. Not to eat every last bean, not to grind every kernel of corn, not to preserve every tomato as sauce. Instead, they saved a little, because they believed the future deserved something worth planting. That simple act, saving seed, may be one of humanity's oldest expressions of hope. Tonight, we're exploring the remarkable people, organizations, and traditions working to preserve our agricultural heritage. We'll discover why biodiversity matters, what heirloom seeds really are, and how anyone can begin saving seeds at home, and why every gardener, whether tending one raised bed or 100 acres, can become a steward of tomorrow.
Welcome, witches, pagans, heathens, spiritualists, and anyone interested in living sustainably. This is
Old Ways, New Days, where the old ways meet the good dirt.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Nell. And each week we explore the sacred art of living close to the land. From compost to covens, chickens to charms,
We're reclaiming self-sufficiency, seasonal living, and ancestral wisdom.
whether you're stirring your cauldron or your soup pot,
This is a space for wild-hearted folk walking the homesteading path with intention, magic, and muddy boots. Welcome back now.
how's it going, Kayla?
Good. We're in the middle of
Good.
August.
We are. Yep, work's still slow, busy, slow, busy. Depends on what you're doing.
Right?
For me, it's busy,
Yeah.
busy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Love being short people.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're doing our final episode, part 3
Part 3 of 3.
of 3. Yeah.
Woohoo!
I know. So we're gonna wrap up this giant topic of seeds.
Seeds.
Mm-hmm.
We love seeds.
I know, because we're coming up on the time where people are gonna start harvesting and wanting to find that perfect one
Mm-hmm.
that they can set aside.
Yeah, save those seeds.
Save those seeds.
You save those seeds. And don't forget to label them.
Yeah.
If you're going to save them, label them.
right,
Because don't be like this one over here.
have mystery seeds.
Have mystery seeds and just
Mhm.
throw them all over the garden. And
What comes up comes up.
she's going to definitely have some crossbreeds.
Probably yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have some interesting food here.
Right. Okay. So before we talk about saving seeds, let's clear up a few terms that are often confused. You've probably seen seed packets labeled heirloom, hybrid, or open pollinated. They aren't competing ideas. They're simply different approaches to growing plants. Let's begin with open pollinated varieties. Open pollinated plants reproduce naturally through wind, insect, birds, or self-pollination. If they're isolated from other compatible varieties, the seeds will generally grow true to type. Plant those seeds next year, and you'll harvest plants remarkably similar to the parents. That's why they're ideal for seed saving. Now, let's talk about heirlooms. An heirloom is usually an open pollinated variety that has been passed from generation to generation. There isn't one universally accepted age. Some people use 50 years, others say 100. What matters most isn't the number, it's the story. These are plants people believed were worth preserving because maybe they tasted incredible. Maybe because they survived drought. Maybe because they reminded someone of home. Every heirloom has a story. Hybrids, as we discussed in our previous episode, are different. They combine two carefully selected parent plants to create offspring with desirable traits. They often produce vigorous plants and excellent harvests, but saved seeds usually don't grow true the following season. Each type has value. The important thing isn't choosing sides, it's understanding how each fits into the larger story of agriculture.
So walk into a supermarket and you'll probably see a handful of tomato varieties. Perhaps Roma, cherry, beefsteak, maybe a few colorful specialty tomatoes. Now imagine visiting a seed library. Suddenly you discover hundreds. Striped tomatoes, purple tomatoes, green tomatoes, tiny currant tomatoes, massive slicing tomatoes weighing over 2 pounds. Each carries different genetics, different flavors, different strengths. Some tolerate heat, others resist blight. Some mature in 60 days, others take nearly 100. This diversity is agriculture's greatest strength. Nature has never relied on a single answer. She experiments constantly. Variation allows adaptation. When drought comes, some survive. When insects arrive, others endure. When disease spread, hidden genetic traits may hold the key to future resistance. History has shown us what happens when diversity disappears. We talk about the Gros Michael banana. The Irish potato from famine provides another sobering example. Reliance on genetically similar crops allowed disease to spread rapidly, leaving devastating consequences. Diversity isn't simply interesting, it's insurance. It's resilience. It's hope growing quietly beneath the soil.
Fortunately, around the world, remarkable people dedicate their lives to preserving agricultural diversity. Seed libraries allow gardeners to borrow seeds, grow them, and return fresh seed after harvest. Local gardening clubs exchange regional varieties that may never appear in commercial catalogs. Small family farms continue raising crops nearly forgotten by industrial agriculture. Indigenous communities safeguard varieties uniquely adapted to their ancestral lands. Organizations preserve thousands of historic vegetables, grains, fruits, and flowers. But perhaps the most famous symbol of seed preservation sits deep inside a mountain on a remote Arctic island, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, often called the Doomsday Vault. Despite the dramatic name, its purpose is surprisingly hopeful. Gene banks around the world store duplicate seed collections there as protection against disaster, wars, natural disaster, political instability, climate change, equipment failures. The vault serves as humanity's backup copy, a reminder that preserving diversity isn't just sentimental, it's practical, because once a variety disappears forever, we cannot simply recreate centuries of adaptation overnight.
Many people imagine seed saving as complicated. In reality, it often begins with one plant, one bean, one lettuce, one tomato. Some vegetables are exceptionally easy. Beans, peas, lettuce, tomatoes. Allow healthy plants to mature completely. Collect dry seed. Store it somewhere cool, dark, and dry. Label everything. Future you will be grateful. As your confidence grows, you can explore crops requiring greater isolation to prevent cross-pollination. Squash, corn, brassicas. Each teaches something new. Seed saving changes the way you garden. You stop looking only at today's harvest. You begin noticing which plants thrive, which matures earliest, which resist insects, which tastes best. Every season becomes an opportunity to improve your garden naturally. Without realizing it, you become exactly what your ancestors were, a plant breeder.
Every gardener eventually discovers something unexpected. Gardens grow more than vegetables. They grow traditions. Think about recipes handed down through generation. A grandmother's bean soup, fresh salsa made from family tomatoes, pickles from cucumbers grown every summer. When seeds disappear, sometimes recipes disappear too. Local food traditions fade. Regional flavors become memories. Saving seeds help preserve culture alongside agriculture. One tiny envelope may protect an entire family's history. Imagine your great-grandchild opening a seed packet 50 years from now. Perhaps your handwriting appears across the front. Maybe it reads, Grandpa's sunflowers, or Mom's favorite pumpkin. That little packet becomes far more than seed. It becomes connection.
It's easy to believe meaningful conservation belongs only to scientists, large organizations, governments, universities. But biodiversity has always depended upon ordinary people. Home gardeners, small farmers, families, communities. People who simply kept planting. Every backyard garden contributes something. Pollinator habitat, healthy soil, local food, genetic diversity, education, hope. Whether your garden fills several acres or grows entirely in containers on an apartment balcony, you're participating in something much older than yourself. An unbroken chain stretching back to the very first farmers, one season at a time, one harvest at a time, one seed at a time.
Perhaps the greatest lesson hidden inside every seed isn't about gardening at all.
It's about responsibility.
The people who came before us inherited seeds.
They cared for them,
improved them,
protected them,
then passed them forward.
Never knowing who might someday benefit from their quiet work. Now it's our turn.
Not because we expected to change the world overnight, but because meaningful change has always begun with small acts.
Planting one tree,
saving one bean,
sharing one tomato,
teaching one child how to grow. Teaching one child how a seed becomes food.
The future isn't built in a single growing season. It's built one harvest at a time.
Perhaps that's why gardening remains such an act of faith.
Every spring we place tiny seeds into dark soil, not because we know exactly what tomorrow holds, but because we believe life is worth nurturing.
Hope is worth cultivating, and abundance is worth sharing.
The old ways remind us that the smallest things often carry the greatest power.
A seed,
a story,
a garden,
a family tradition.
Each one capable of growing into something far larger than itself.
So wherever you find yourself this growing season,
whether you're planting your very first tomato,
saving your 100th generation of beans,
or simply watching wildflowers bloom beside the road,
remember this.
Every seed you protect becomes a gift to someone you've never met.
And perhaps,
years from now,
someone will open a small paper envelope,
read your handwriting,
plant what you preserved,
and quietly thank the gardener who believed tomorrow was worth growing.